Do you also have massive goals and dreams, but just can't find the energy to start? Every single time you tell yourself, I'll do it tomorrow. But let's be honest, that tomorrow never comes. Breaking out of the comfort zone your brain built for you, and just taking that first step feels incredibly hard. And it's no coincidence that instead of writing that book, hitting the gym, or learning that new skill, you spend hours scrolling through your phone. And the most painful part? It's not even the wasted time, that it's knowing deep down inside that you are capable of so much more. You have the dreams, you have the goals, but for some reason, there is zero action. So, why do some people actually turn their dreams into reality, while others stay trapped in the "I'll start tomorrow" loop? Well, here's the good news. You are not actually lazy. Your brain is just overwhelmed by those huge goals, so it's switched to energy-saving mode. Today, we are going to learn how to outsmart your own brain. If you're ready, let's dive in. Most people think laziness is caused by a lack of motivation. But psychologists and neuroscientists have observed something completely different. Imagine this. You are told to climb a 100-story building. Most people's brains would instantly feel exhausted. But what if they told you, just take the next step on the stairs? That sounds a lot easier. Our brain works exactly the same way. When it sees massive goals, it perceives them as a threat and a massive drain on energy. That's why goals like, "I'm going to start a huge business," or "I'm going to change my life," rarely turn into action. Because the brain doesn't see the ultimate goal, it only sees how difficult the journey looks. That's why successful people know a secret. They don't focus on the big goal, they focus only on the very next step. Do you want to write a book? Don't think about the entire book today. Don't even think about 10 pages. Just write one single sentence today. That's it. Do you need a business plan? Just write the title on a blank piece of paper. The smaller the first step is, the easier it becomes to start. And here's the most interesting part. Once you take that first step, keeping going gets much easier. Once the brain is in motion, it's hard to stop. Just outsmart it. Sometimes just talking to yourself isn't enough. Your brain is too good at making excuses. That's why you need to create external pressure, something that forces you to act. Here is the cold and hard truth. We easily break the promises we make to ourselves because we don't feel embarrassed when we see our own reflection. We say, "I'll go for a run tomorrow." But when the morning comes, we just turn off the alarm and go back to sleep. Why? Because our internal discipline is weak. But while we don't mind breaking promises to ourselves, we are absolutely terrified of failing in front of others. So, stop relying on your willpower and start building an external pressure system. Set a strict deadline and announce it publicly to your friends or social media followers. The fear of being embarrassed in front of other people will crush your laziness in a single second. Give yourself no room to escape. The truth is, you are not actually lazy. You are terrified. Yes, it's hard to hear, but it is the cold, hard truth. What is stopping you from taking action is not laziness. It's your fear of perfectionism. You don't want to just do the job. You want to create a masterpiece that shocks the world on your very first try. But your brain knows that you cannot achieve this instantly right now. It is terrified of making mistakes, terrified of failure, and worst of all, terrified of looking like a failure in front of others. So, your brain tries to protect you by giving you an ultimatum. Either do it perfectly or don't start at all. And that is exactly where you get stuck. On the outside, you look like a lazy person lying on the couch scrolling through your phone. But on the inside, fear is completely controlling you. And you are not alone in this. So many ambitious people genuinely want to work, but there is a voice inside their head whispering, "What if it isn't perfect? I'm not ready yet. Let me wait for a better time." These exact thoughts keep them frozen. But here's the problem. Perfectionism is the ultimate roadblock to starting. Because in the real world, nothing is ever perfect on the first try. Every single success story begins with mistakes. The perfect moment will never come. Perfectionism is not a sign of growth. Most of the time, it is just fear wearing a beautiful mask. The solution is simple. Choose starting over being perfect. Because a finished project, even one full of flaws, will always be infinitely more powerful than a perfect dream that never started. So what are you feeling inside right now? Maybe you recognized yourself. Maybe you said, "Yeah, that's exactly me. Let's bring everything together." You are not lazy. Your brain was just terrified of the huge goal. You are not a coward. You just wanted to be perfect, and that desire is what stopped you. But now, you know better. Don't focus on the big goal. Focus on the next micro step. Don't rely on your willpower. Build an external pressure system. And don't choose perfection. Just choose to start. If you have a personal method that helped you beat laziness, share it in the comments below. It might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. And if this video brought you value, please smash that like button and subscribe. It gives me the energy to keep creating more videos like this for you. See you in the next one.